Okay, friend, so I know you've been showing up, you've been eating low carb, you've been skipping the snacks, you're even saying no to your favorite bread. Check, check, check. But the scale, it still won't budge, right? Now you're probably wondering, is keto just not working for me anymore? Do I need to eat even less? Am I just stuck like this? So if this is you, let me just stop you right there, because what's really going on might surprise you. It's not the calories, it's not your willpower, and nope, you don't need to fast for 48 hours or start doing crazy burpees. So in this video, I want to break down 5 reasons why women over 40 hit fat loss stalls. And no one's really talking about these, so stick with me because by the end, you'll know exactly what to look for, what to fix, and how to finally get back on track. So let's jump in. So number 1 is you might not actually be in a stall yet. I want to start here because this is something that people aren't really talking a lot about. What looks like a plateau might just be your body doing what it's supposed to do. So weight loss is not linear. Hormonal shifts, water retention, stress, those can all mask your progress. In fact, one study found that women gain up to half a kilo during their cycle just from water weight. So that's not fat. That's just your body riding that hormonal wave. And here's the real talk. You're not in a real stall unless it's been at least 4 weeks with no changes. No changes on the scale, no changes in your measurements, or in how your clothes fit. So I've had people come to me in a panic saying that they've reached a stall and keto is not working for them anymore. But after talking with them and asking a few questions, we discover that although the scale is not budging, their clothes are fitting better, they're losing inches in their waist, they actually feel better, right? That's not a stall. That's a success that the scale is not showing. So here's an action step for you. Track more than just your weight. You want to measure your waist and your hips every week. You want to take progress pics and keep notes on your energy and on your mood. The scale is just one data point. So number 2 is calories aren't the problem. Hormones are. If you are always tired and moody and craving carbs and you're stalled, it's not your willpower, it's your hormones. I mentioned Dr. Ben Bikman in my last video, and his research shows that high insulin blocks fat burning, even when you're eating less. And after 40, we're dealing with more than just insulin. There is low thyroid function. Many of us have estrogen dominance, we have cortisol overload. All of these mess with your metabolism. So even if you are eating perfectly, your body might be stuck in fat storage mode. So story time here. I once worked with a lady who was doing all the things: clean keto, intermittent fasting, regular workouts, but the scale wouldn't move. So we got curious and we had her hormones tested, and it turns out she had low thyroid function. It's something that had been overlooked for years. See, your thyroid is like your body's metabolic thermostat. It controls how efficiently you burn energy, how warm you feel, and even how your brain functions. And if your thyroid isn't working properly, your metabolism slows down. So you might feel cold, tired, foggy, and this will cause your body to hold on to fat, even if you're doing everything right. You might be wondering which are the exact labs you should request if you think your hormones might be the culprit. Well, I've included them in a free fat loss stall checklist, so you can download it, you can take it to your provider, or you can use it to order your own labs. And I'm gonna link it down below. So if your hormones are out of balance, especially your insulin, thyroid, cortisol, your body doesn't need more restriction, it needs more support. So I recommend that you seek a functional health practitioner who can guide your next steps. And in the interim, here are a few ways that you can support your hormones naturally. So you want to start your day with protein, 25 to 30 grams of protein. That's going to help stabilize your blood sugar and reduce the morning cortisol spike. Get outside, get sun in your eyes within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. That's gonna help to reset your circadian rhythm and begin to balance your hormones. You want to avoid long fasts or any punishing workouts, especially if you're feeling drained. Those can push your stress hormones even higher and slow down your progress. So you wanna shift from this grind harder mentality to a work with your body sort of sentiment. Reason number 3 why you are stalled is that those sneaky keto treats might be holding you back. Not everything labeled keto is working in your favor. There are so many bars, shakes, treats that are full of ingredients that actually will spike your insulin without you even realizing it. Things like maltitol has a glycemic index that is close to sugar. Those fake fibers like IMO act more like carbs than they do as fiber. And even 0-calorie sweeteners like sucralose can trigger insulin spikes in sensitive people. And that's called the cephalic insulin response. It's where the taste of the sweet actually signals your body to release insulin, even without real sugar. Now, that doesn't happen for everyone, but some people are that sensitive and could be experiencing that response. So I have gone through periods where I was regularly eating keto treats and those low carb packaged foods with the fake fibers and the sugar alcohols. And even though they technically would fit my macros, they would leave me feeling puffy and inflamed. It's a subtle difference, but you notice it when you remove it. And I later learned that these ingredients really do contribute to low-grade inflammation and insulin spikes, especially for women who are navigating hormonal shifts. So removing them and focusing on real whole foods reduces the inflammation and takes away that bloating. So if you think that your keto treats might be holding you back, here is what you should do. Avoid products with maltitol, IMO, stop doing those net carb tricks, and stick to counting total carbs. You may want to consider completely cutting out sweeteners for 7 to 10 days and see if you notice any improvements. So choose real foods, meat, eggs, olives, avocado, leafy greens. That's going to help to reduce the inflammation and those potential insulin spikes. So number 4 is that stress could be your real stall. So let's be honest, stress is a major silent blocker. When your cortisol stays high, so does your insulin, and that blocks fat burning and it increases your belly fat. So studies show that women with chronically high cortisol have more abdominal fat, even if they have good diets. So I had one client that was very disciplined. She followed all of my instructions to a T, but her weight was not coming off. And it turns out, as we talked more, I learned that she had a toxic job. She dreaded going to work and her boss was making her life really, really stressful. Eventually, she made the brave decision to leave that environment, and guess what happened? Her weight started coming off without changing her diet. She was eating the same meals, she just had less stress, and it made a huge difference. So if chronic stress is a constant in your life, it can absolutely block fat loss. Your body just isn't going to prioritize burning fat when it's under attack. So you have to work on your stress. And you can try starting by blocking out 15 minutes a day for some kind of calm. You can do walking or journaling, some breath work, and practice saying no to the things that drain you. Consider taking magnesium glycinate at night and talk to your practitioner about cycling adaptogens like ashwagandha to help lower that stress response. So the 5th reason why you might be in a stall is you're not sleeping enough to burn fat. Ladies, sleep is non-negotiable. And if you're getting less than 7 hours of sleep at night, that is raising your cortisol and your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone. And it's lowering your leptin, which is your I'm full hormone. And it's going to decrease your insulin sensitivity. So the translation is you're going to store more fat, you're going to crave more sugar, and you'll feel hungrier the next day. And I can tell you firsthand, as someone who regularly wears a continuous glucose monitor, the data is really clear. On the nights where I don't get enough sleep, my fasting blood sugar is noticeably higher the next morning, even if I ate perfectly the day before. That's a sign of increased cortisol and insulin resistance. Sleep isn't just for energy. It is a powerful regulator of your metabolism. So when I make sleep a real priority, I go to bed early, make sure I have my blackout curtains closed, not eating too close to bedtime, I see more stable blood sugar and I feel less inflamed overall. So this is the hardest thing for many people to get right. And I know because it's one of the hardest things for me, but you have to keep working on it. So here's your reminder to go to bed on time tonight. You want to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep in a nice, dark, cool room. You want it to be screen-free. Try not to eat close to bedtime, and take your magnesium before bed to help you wind down. So today's bonus is if you're still stuck, I want you to get your hormones tested. If you have been doing everything right and the scale won't budge, don't give up on yourself. Get curious. That is why I created the Fat Loss Stall Lab Checklist. It is a simple, printable guide to the key labs that I recommend most often for women over 40, like your thyroid, your insulin, your sex hormones, vitamin D. You can print the list, take it to your doctor, or you can use it to order your own labs if you need to. I even have a list of places that you can order labs on your own. So you can download it using the link below. It is completely free, and it might be the missing piece that you've been looking for. If your progress is stalled, it's not because you're broken. Your body might just be asking for a deeper kind of support. So please comment down below and tell me what stood out most for you today. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe so we can keep working through this together. You've got this. I've got this. We've got this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.